The history of the United States is a tale of exploration, colonization, revolution, and the evolution of a nation that would come to shape the course of world history. The story begins in the early 17th century when European settlers, seeking new opportunities and religious freedom, established the first permanent English colony at Jamestown, Virginia, in 1607. This marked the beginning of a wave of European exploration and settlement along the eastern seaboard of North America. Over the next century, the 13 American colonies grew and prospered. But tensions between the colonies and the British Crown also intensified. The British imposed taxes and regulations on the colonies without representation, leading to growing resentment. In 1775, the simmering discontent erupted into open conflict with the battles of Lexington and Concord, marking the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. The Second Continental Congress, led by figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams, declared independence on July 4, 1776, by adopting the Declaration of Independence. The War for Independence was long and arduous, with key moments like the crossing of the Delaware River and the Siege of Yorktown. In 1781, the British surrendered, and the Treaty of Paris in 1783 officially recognized the United States as an independent nation. The challenge then was to forge a stable and effective government. The Articles of Confederation proved inadequate, leading to the Constitutional Convention in 1787. The result was the United States Constitution, a remarkable document that established a federal system of government with a delicate balance of power between the states and the federal government. The early years of the Republic were marked by westward expansion, fueled by the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. However, the issue of slavery loomed large and led to increasing sectional tensions. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 and the Compromise of 1850 attempted to maintain a delicate balance between free and slave states. But the issue eventually exploded into the Civil War in 1861. The Civil War, fought between the Northern Union states and the Southern Confederate states, was a brutal conflict that tested the very fabric of the nation. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, steered the country through its darkest hours, and the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 declared all slaves in Confederate territory free. The Union emerged victorious in 1865. But the scars of war ran deep. The post-Civil War era, known as Reconstruction, aimed to rebuild the South and address the issues of civil rights for freed slaves. However, the period was fraught with challenges, including the rise of the Ku Klux Klan and the imposition of Jim Crow laws, which enforced racial segregation. The struggle for civil rights would persist for many decades to come. As the 19th century drew to a close, the United States emerged as an industrial and economic powerhouse. Waves of immigration brought people from around the world, contributing to the nation's cultural diversity. The early 20th century witnessed progressive reforms, the women's suffrage movement, and America's entry into World War I in 1917. The Roaring Twenties brought economic prosperity but also set the stage for the Great Depression of the 1930s. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs aimed to lift the country out of economic despair, and the nation eventually rallied during World War II, becoming a key player in the Allied victory. The post-war period saw unprecedented economic growth and the emergence of the United States as a superpower during the Cold War. The civil rights movement gained momentum in the 1950s and 1960s. challenging racial segregation and discrimination. The 1960s were also marked by social and cultural upheavals. From the Vietnam War protests to the counterculture movement. The latter part of the 20th century brought technological advancements, economic shifts, and geopolitical changes. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the end of the Cold War. And the United States found itself as the sole remaining superpower. The 21st century brought new challenges, including the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, leading to the War on Terror. Throughout its history, the United States has been a beacon of freedom, innovation, and democracy. Its story is one of resilience, progress, and the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union. As the nation continues to evolve, its history serves as a foundation for understanding the complexities of the present and shaping the possibilities of the future.